Now, during a press briefing held today, the Democratic National Alliance expressed these views with regard to yesterday's clash.
තමන්ට සාමකාමී උද්ඝෝෂණ පැවැත්වීමේ අයිතියක් ව්‍යවස්ථාවෙන් තහවුරු කරලා තිබෙනවා.
The right to engage in a peaceful protest has been enshrined in the Constitution. During the Vimal Veeravansa drama, SSP Patharina's hat was removed and thrown away. You would have seen this on TV. The officers were jeered at. There were several police officers on duty at the time. How is the police, who simply looked on when Minister Mervyn Silva tied a state employee to a tree, behaving now?
හිංසනයක් කරනකොට ඒක දිහා බලාගෙන හිටපු පොලිසිය දැන් හැසිරෙන්නේ කොහොමද?
SP1 කිව්වා මෙතන කම්ප්ලේන් දාන්න බෑ. පැමිණිල්ල දාන්න මෙතන නෙමෙයි එහා පැත්තට ගිහලා දාගන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ മന്ത്രി වුණාට කමන්නේ එහා පැත්තේ පැමිණිල්ල තියෙන කියලා.
SP1 said that complaints cannot be lodged here irrespective of whether they were parliamentarians. He said that they had to go on to the other side. We got up and went to lodge a complaint. When I finished lodging the complaint and when I was leaving, I saw these two MPs being assaulted by the police. I was able to identify these two main police officers. I asked why I was also not being put inside. Then they said that they had gotten orders only to put the others inside and not me. This was a statement made by SP1 in front of many people.
අපිට අවිල්ල තියෙන නියෝග මත ඔයාව දාන්න කියලා නැහැලු අනිත් අය විතරයි දාන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. මෙන්න මේ SP1 මහත්මයා හුඟ දෙනෙක් ඉස්සර මහත්මයා නෙවෙයි නිලධාරියා මේ හුඟක් ඉස්සරහා ප්‍රකාශනයක් කරා.
මම නම් මැරකලියටත් වඩා මම නම් දැක්කේ පිස්සු හැදුන සුනකීන් පිරිසක් මිනිසුන්ව හපා කන විදිහ.
More than a gang of thugs, I saw a pack of mad dogs biting the people. That was degrading. Even dogs don't behave in this manner. That's why I called them mad dogs. Dogs are generally obedient to their masters, but these persons were mad. I was wondering whether these individuals were from our country.
මේ අය පිස්සු හැදුන ගානට හිටියේ මේ අපේ රටේ මිනිසුන්ද කියලාත් හිතුණා.
අජුන රණතුංග මන්තුමාලත් ගහලා දාගත්තා නම් හරි අදුරට.
They should have assaulted Arjuna Ranthunga and put him inside as well. They should have gotten him involved in the case as well. They said the police were assaulted and damage was caused. They put out evidence. They are trying to hunt down the JVP. No matter what threat we face, we won't stop our fight. Furthermore, both government and opposition politicians also commented on the incident. They alleged that these individuals went into the police station and started assaulting the police officers. That's a joke. The people should understand this. We request the police to perform their duty. Do not become puppets of the government. We saw how people were assaulted, even those of the media. They assaulted representatives of the public as well. This is a blow against the country's democracy. It's a bad omen for the country's future. Primarily, we stand for democracy in this country. We're bound to provide protection to opposition meetings or activists. I don't know if the police attacked the protesters outside of the law or if their freedoms were violated, or if it could have been that the police had to react to some incident. Protecting democratic rights is our responsibility, so we're bound to protect these freedoms. We also accept the need to protect the law and order in the country. Today the government is saying that the protesters attacked the police and acted violently, but we can clearly see that the police caused mayhem and used tear gas. Through this incident, we can see the government's suppression. They are preparing to do this by using the police and the courts. The government is getting ready to cause more suppression by using the police and the courts than the Dutugamlu battalions. A few weeks ago, the Minister of Construction carried out a fast unto death. What did the Minister of Foreign Affairs say at that point? He said it was okay to carry out such harmless protest rallies. Where else can you find a government that has different brands of democracy for government factions and the opposition? At this point, irrespective of which party we belong to, we call for the immediate release of parliamentarians Vijay Herat and Ajit Kumara. Meanwhile, issuing a release, the People's Lawyers Association pointed out that the law must not be partisan from one person to another. In the release, the association has also condemned the fact that the lawyers who visited the Gaul police station to provide the detainees with legal advice were not allowed entry. Meanwhile, issuing a release, police headquarters has said that several police associations have expressed their grave dissatisfaction and objection with regard to 2 police officers being assaulted by persons who have been identified as public representatives.
In related news, Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Karu Jayasuriya, says that the manner in which several public representatives were assaulted and arrested when they went to lodge a complaint after their peaceful protest was dispersed with a tear gas attack in Galle yesterday is evidence of the manner in which the police service has become politicized.
Issuing a release, the Deputy Leader of the UNP questioned the basis on which the protest held in Galle yesterday, which was staged on behalf of establishing democracy in the country and urging for the release of General Salah Fonseca, was suppressed when a protest staged by Vimal Veeravansa recently in Colombo was simply whitewashed by the government. The UNP Deputy Leader has also recalled how Mervyn Silva recently tied a state sector employee to a tree in the presence of police officers. Jayasuriya noted that the government and the police adopted a stance of being deaf, dumb and blind in the wake of such incidents. The release issued by Karu Jayasuriya adds that no matter what political stance is borne, a parliamentarian elected by public mandate being assaulted by the police must be vehemently condemned.
The Commission of Inquiry on Lessons Learnt and Reconciliation held its 3rd public sitting today. The sitting took place at the Lakshman Kadaragama Institute for International Relations and Strategic Studies. The Commission was appointed to look into the events that unfolded from the 21st of February 2002 until the 19th of May 2009. Attorney at Law S.L. Gunasekara shared these views with the Commission today.
Why do the politicians keep on rousing communal passions? There are a set of politicians for whom ethnic strife and the propagation of the myth of an ethnic conflict is a means of survival. To my mind, there is really nothing very different between the conventional politician and the terrorist. Both want power for its own sake, for themselves. Only their methodology in getting power is different.
Meanwhile, the leader of the TULF, Anand Sangari, also shared his views with the Commission today.
Now there are 10,500 or 12,700 detainees detained as combatants. It is a crime to call them combatants. It's a crime. These are our children, innocent children actually. They were misled. They were misled by the LTT leadership. And when they were being recruited, everyone just looked on. Everyone in the sense, everyone supportive of the LTT. Praharan was once sentenced to 200 years jail. On that basis, this man who is coming here as his successor should have been given 1,000 years bail, 1,000 years jail. But he is free. The children are in the deputy.
In the meantime, addressing a media briefing held today, UNP MP Ravi Karunanayake commented on the Presidential Commission on Lessons Learnt and Reconciliation.
The Reconciliation and the Rights Commission, which is in vogue at this moment, the second day of Commission sat yesterday, we find as to why people like the External Minister, like G.L. Peiris and all, are not going before such commission. If it is that they start from where the peace process started, why is it that the peace architects such as G.L. Peiris and them are not called before this? It is becoming an anti-UMP type of a venomous approach. Is that what they're trying to do? Look at the statements that are being attributed. Certain ambassadors come and mention as if they were not part and parcel of those discussions. You have the benefits that have accrued with Minister Murali, that is Karuna, who is basically a minister today, has been a direct success of the peace process. So if that has been a benefit of that, why are they not coming before this commission and telling the part and parcel of the benefits that accrue to the peace process?
Well, on a lighter note now, can this little girl be the next Susan Boyle?
Who is she? The full story comes up on Entertainment First.
Welcome back to the news.
A wild elephant that instilled much fear into the hearts and minds of residents living in Veeravilla, Hambantota died today. Tragedy struck during an operation to capture the animal.
A wild elephant that roamed the forests around the mtlo area in Veeravilla stormed villagers in the area from time to time and claimed the lives of 11 persons and destroyed around 12 homes. Last week, residents of the area in question staged a protest requesting authorities to move the elephant to another location. As a result of this, a group including several veterinarians launched an operation yesterday in search of the wild elephant. The team, which split into two, entered the mtlo forest in a bid to capture the elephant. One group that travelled around 4 kilometers into the forest managed to track the animal down in the Galpotte area in Kalavaravawa. The veterinarians on site had to use a second tranquilizer to control the elephant as the first tranquilizer was not successful. According to a reporter, the elephant had run into the forest after being tranquilized and was found lying on an elevated area. The elephant had died when the group, including the veterinarians, arrived at the location.
This is the elephant that killed people. We think that we can live with our families in peace once again. Officials from the forest office took a great risk to capture this elephant. Although this elephant claimed several lives, we are really saddened by the fact that it has died.
The experienced team is expected to reveal the exact cause of the elephant's death subsequent to the post-mortem examination scheduled for tomorrow.
The issue is whether the death of this elephant, whether there was something that could be done. The point is, even when you go to a hospital and you anesthetize a person for a surgery or something, there are, in some instances, the person doesn't come out of it. Especially in this case, a week ago, 2 people lost their lives from an elephant. So for one, we need to be certain that this is the elephant that caused the problem. And secondly, the question is, even if it was the elephant, if you take it and put him somewhere else, whether that is going to solve the problem. Right now, the only thing that we are doing is translocating them, and that doesn't seem to be very successful in solving the problem.